What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Filmtopia Live. This is actually episode number 10. So, congratulations to you. Congratulations to you, Jonah. Congratulations to us. This is awesome. I cannot wait to get into it. I do want to say today is going to be basically Loki episode 6 finale exclusive. So with that said, I really don't want to waste anybody's time. I do want to say though, thank you so much for last night. Last night we grew exponentially again, and it was seriously so incredible to see. Super grateful. So if you can, always definitely tell your people, your friends, your everybody's about Filmtopia. We are on the road to 1,000. Is that right? Is that right? We're on the road to 1,000.
Yeah, almost there.
Very, as you can see on the very bottom, the road to 1,000 subscribers. Join the Filmtopia family. We cannot wait. When that does happen, it will trigger. It will unlock a huge giveaway we have coming up. And today is something in Jonah's picture. I will say this though, it has been such an experience. It has been such a ride. And with that said, today is going to be Loki Ending Explain and episode 6 spoiler review. We have our main man Jonah with us to really break it down because he is this is Jonah's stuff, man, especially with Kang. That's why I'm super excited to do this today. But yeah, let's go to the comments really quick, and then after that, we'll get right into it. I see Mad Cake is in the house. She says, first, of course, first. We love it. It was a long night last night, so the fact that Mad Cake is up is a good thing. It was very hard for me to get up. I'm not gonna lie. Debo the Viking says, "What's good, fam? What's up, Debo? So much love shown last night. Thank you so much. It was super fun.
Congrats on winning the Discord giveaway of Glorious Purpose.
Danny says, family. All Purpose Water says, hey. Caesar Alonso says, would y'all I gotta read those for now on. But you know what, I'll answer your question. No. Leticia Haral says, hey. Danny says Kang might be strong, but nothing is stronger than family. Yes, I only read the first part of the name. Tiger Master says hello. Debo the Viking says I've always wanted to purpose, and you know what? That is a very strong statement because that is what this whole show really comes down to is glorious purpose. And what I think glorious purpose ended up being defined as was doing the right thing when all else seems wrong, like it's not going for you, but doing the right thing. Let's see. Leticia Haral cannot wait for season 2 of Loki. Yes, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be one for the books. But with that said, thank you for segueing us into our conversation today. Essentially, today is our Loki finale review, our Loki spoiler discussion. By the way, spoiler alert, absolutely 100% spoiler alert. Please look right here. It is telling you a spoiler alert. This is the last time I'm going to warn you. So if you've not seen it, definitely go check it out and come back. But make sure to give this video a like and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Like I said, we are on the road to 1,000. Jonah, can you believe that?
Dude, I mean, we're right there. We're knocking on that door. We're about to meet you.
All right, so let's see. Alan Gare says Kang is strong, but Dom is stronger with his family. Oh man, those Dom memes. Speaking of memes, we got memed out last night.
There were a lot of memes last night.
Oh my gosh,
a lot of great ones that are all on the Discord. If you are on the Discord, you can go see them.
Yeah, exactly.
So go join.
But yeah, so just want to let everybody know as well, as far as the chat goes, we prefer to keep it positive and stuff. So just letting you know, anything with bad words will not be put on screen. So just letting you guys know, and as well on stream we don't curse. It's not that we don't curse in outside of this, but I want to keep this family friendly.
Oh no, I never curse.
Oh, never. With that said, I will say let's get into this finale review.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, spoiler alert, obviously episode 5 was incredible. Episode 4 was incredible. Episode 3 was eh. Episode 2 was incredible, and episode 1 was such a great introduction. As I said last night, one thing that really stuck out to me was at the end of all this, Loki episode 6 did not to me seem it didn't seem like it was the first season of anything. Does that make sense? Like the difference between this and the Mandalorian season 1 was I felt we really needed to figure out who the Mandalorian was, what his purpose, Grogu meeting Grogu for the first time. In Loki season 1, I felt actually like this was the middle part to something. Cuz obviously in my head or like in my feelings like the way I felt was Loki season 1 was just throughout the entire Infinity Saga, right? Getting to know him, laughing our butts off about him, at him, with him, watching him lose to Thor and at every corner he turned. But then, you know, we find this new version of Loki, but in reality, it's just a behind version of Loki, right? Like it's a version that's not caught up to his right before he gets his neck snap Loki, because there's a lot of maturing that happened between Avengers 1 and Thanos snapping his neck. And so going into this, not only was I excited, but I was also just really, really pleased with how it all turned out, because I like jumping right into a season, or I like jumping right into a story. That is like classic George Lucas. George Lucas actually wrote and made episode 4 of Star Wars, A New Hope, first, because he says that he doesn't like introductions. Like he doesn't like starting at the beginning because the fun is in the middle. And sure enough, that is the case. So he definitely has a point on that. But again, coming off of the finale, and actually really quick, since people probably trickle in, I don't want them to Loki spoiler finale review. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so Loki spoiler finale review. I mean, let's really quick. Let's maybe like go through what happened.
Yeah.
If you want, like from the beginning to the end. So, Jonah, maybe you want to start us off with what happened at the beginning.
Yeah, so at the beginning, we get this amazing rendition of It's Been a Long, Long Time playing over the Marvel logo with a lot of our favorite characters having lines and essentially like saying their most famous lines and stuff. For example, I can do this all day, want to have a dance off, Hulk yelling. Yeah, there were some pretty cool things in that.
Yeah, and going, what's the song called again?
It's Been a Long, Long Time.
It's Been a Long, Long Time starts playing right after you see this, and when you see the regular oh, actually, am I too far? Okay, yeah. It starts playing when we see this, right? When we start seeing this and we're hearing and seeing a bunch of different voices, and it's giving me chills as we talk about it, think about it. I thought it was just incredible, like the way they did it. And we come to find out why they did it later.
Yeah.
It was right in front of our face until so we get to this point, right? We get to the Loki Marvel Studios logo. And I think this is one of the most important parts of the whole entire series, right?
It is. It definitely is. Like zooming out from our solar system to bigger parts of the galaxy, to the entire Milky Way galaxy, to beyond the Milky Way galaxy, to getting to what the black hole is that is the galaxy.
Speaking as to what you were saying, right? So we see this part.
Yeah.
And then we're about to see. So there's
that's a black hole.
That's a black hole, right? And we just came out of that one. So like visually, camera wise, we just came out of that black hole right there. And then we zoom out, right? And I got to pause it for copyright purposes. Don't want to go straight through. But then all of a sudden we get sucked into this one.
And then now we're in the timeline. We're in the actual timeline stream.
right now we're in the actual timeline stream, and what we mean by that is, check this out. That one right there. What we see with King's Castle, and you'll see it right here. That rock floating in space, or wherever you want to call this. That line behind it is the sacred timeline according to the TVA, correct?
Yep. Well, according to the person that's in the Citadel.
Exactly. So the person that's in this tower up here is the one that considers this right here, this flow of time, this stream, what I used to call it. I compared it to something in Interstellar. But this right here, this sacred timeline, is what we've known so far in the MCU. And little did we know at the beginning of this episode that we were going to see this turn into absolute chaos. One thing I want to give a huge shout out to is the marketing for once on Loki. So one thing that always happens is you get those superlatives, right? Those hyperboles about, oh, this next episode is going to change everything. This next episode is going to be blah, blah, blah. Well, we get that a lot. We got that with WandaVision. We got that with a lot of things. But now with Loki, this is the first time in a long time that I felt honestly, now I'm thinking they underplayed it. They
This
hype.
episode felt like it was the second worst episode in a way that, like, I don't know, like John Majors really carried this episode in my opinion.
Oh my god.
Like, if he wasn't in this episode, I think that this would be the worst episode of them all. Just because of what the story was.
It was
like,
a play. Like, it was
yeah.
a dialogue, a heavy focused. Honestly,
it was a monologue. It was pretty much a monologue the entire time. Like, there was no action the entire time, and I liked it, but a lot of people might not have liked it, especially if it wasn't Jonathan Majors, if it was some random guy, or if it was like classic Loki or another version of Loki. I feel like people would have gotten even more angry.
Yeah.
Just because they would have been like, well, you set up all this stuff, and then it's not even him.
I know.
And it wasn't even him, though. That's the thing, is that it wasn't the Conqueror.
Which we'll get into in a bit. Right now, I want to head over to the chat, and it says, Goki's in the house. What's up, Goki? I saw this series is shaking up the chessboard for Phase 4, for Phase 4, for Phase 5, for Phase 6, 7. Sound like LeBron
Marvel.
right there.
For Marvel.
For Marvel. And again, maybe the MCU will no longer be called the MCU. Maybe it will be called the MCM, the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse. Wow. That gives you
Multiverse Cinematic of Marvel.
Leticia Harrell says, yes, they really timed everything perfectly. Absolutely. And now we 100% understand. Oh, that actually gave me one more topic for the very end, which is now I understand why the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer has not come out. And I have no complaints anymore.
Friday.
So much.
Friday.
Yeah, so hold that prediction. We're gonna bring that up later. Coffee Talking Tech is in the house. What's up, Coffee Talking Tech? Go over to his channel. Go check him out. If you love live streaming, if you love anything to do with gear, equipment, cameras, tech, that's your man. It says it in the name. And go become, I don't know if he's officially adopted this yet, but go become a Java Byte and go let him know Filmtopia sent you. But thank you, John. Appreciate you. Adrian's in the house. What's up? I love to see Adrian now in the chat again, man. I love it.
It's such a welcoming sight.
It is, man. And hey, you can't blame me for last night when I went ding ding, because I saw that all night last night. Jordan L, what's up, Jordan L? We missed you last night, or hopefully I just didn't skip over any comments, but yeah, it's spoiler ridden.
We're all
today.
Spoilers. We're all spoilers. Crazy?
I feel bad, honestly, for anybody that doesn't watch it when it drops, because dude, you have no safe place. Like,
yeah, I mean, you have to stay off the internet for at least a day. Like, yeah, if you don't watch it like midnight to this is Pacific Standard Time, midnight to 5 a.m.
Yeah,
but if you go on social media after 1 a.m.,
yeah,
like, it's all spoiled for you. So,
yeah.
like, And a lot of times people aren't like, spoiler warning. So
Yeah, we try our best, man. We try to have a spoiler warnings all the time. Leticia says Loki took the definition of loving himself to the next level. Absolutely. If Lizzie was here, she'd be walking off camera. Isabel's in the house. What's up, Isabel? Showed
I'll
so
do
much
it for
love
her.
the past few weeks. Thank you so much. Yes, the intro was very cool. Adrian thinks the intro was clever. We loved hearing everybody's voices too. Yes, in the Big Bang. And here's the thing. I've told you guys this time and time again, but the three things when I was a kid that I really, really gravitated towards was space and technology, dinosaurs, and acting. I really loved movies and stuff. So it's just honestly, last night was a fest for me. Let's see. Yes, now I'm super excited. We're super excited about No Way Home, and we'll talk about that a little later. Let's see. Goki asked, "What's next in the lineup?" Well, yes, Spider-Man is coming soon, but as far as like what's next, we've got a lot of things. We've got Shang-Chi, we've got What If, we've got the Eternals, we've got Hawkeye possibly. Maybe you can squeeze in Miss Marvel at some time, but I think the chef's kiss, or like the supper, right? Like that big supper everybody's waiting for, is Spider-Man No Way Home. And then to think that's only an appetizer for Multiverse of
Yep.
Madness.
Also, I think that content-wise, Spidey is next. We're gonna probably get a Spider-Man trailer as our next piece of content before What If. Either it's before What If or after the first like Spider-Man episode of What If is aired.
Let's see. You know what? Really quick, I'm gonna actually on the bottom. You know how I have the ticker at the bottom. I'm gonna actually edit that and put spoiler warning.
Yep.
So I don't have, because I know. All right, so here we go. Sorry about that technical thingies. All right. Anyways, I see Noel's in the house. Alan Gare says, I think No Way Home trailer will release July 17th because right after 5 months we will get the movie, so it will make the most sense. Yes, we will give you our final prediction towards the end of this episode. It will be one of the topics. And you really have to stay offline. Absolutely. But I am not against Mad Cake. Give us the Spider-Man trailer ASAP. So here we go. Before we get into it again, Adrian says, I loved episode 6, but I'm a sucker for minimalism. Episode 6 of Loki was a little like episode 407 of Mr. Robot, but I think episode 407, I think that's the title of the episode, because there's no way there's 400 episodes of Mr. Robot. With Rami Malek? Am I tripping?
I don't know.
Oh my God, this is the most beautiful comparison. Or the Fly episode of Breaking Bad. Oh my gosh. That is it right there. Adrian with the one of these. If any of you have seen Breaking Bad, which is my favorite TV series of all time, you will know what we're talking about. The Fly episode literally has to do with killing a fly. But there's so much like thematic intimacy and like thematic things that go on within that episode. I really can't get into them right now. I need a refresher on it, but I just remember watching the episode and it felt very like that. Also, compare it to a Family Guy episode where Stewie and Brian are stuck in a bank, and it's literally the camera never pans out of there. It takes all place in that one setting. So I can finally say, good on you, mate. Appreciate it. I don't know
play
what
that sound effect again.
Which one? Oh my God. My bad, Adrian. You know what? I have to redo that. What did I play?
Take a wild guess.
Oh my gosh.
You played crickets. No, you played the harp
for sure.
No, you played the harp.
Really quick. So with that said, Jonah, if you can go ahead and take people a little into, continue taking people into that.
We get the shot of Loki and Sylvie like staring up the castle, and then we get the title with ominous music. And they move up to the castle, and they're like, Sylvie's like, I'm going to kick down the door. And Loki's like, well, I'm not going to stop you. And then
quickly, really quick. Can see that what you see on screen? Is that by any chance some of the best ever you've ever seen? um, is
So
that
beautiful. It's
is
so
that like one of the
beautiful.
best shots you've ever seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
One of
This
them.
show really like pulled out all the stops as far as like giving us screen grabs like that. I mean, look at it, man. I could look at this all day. But yeah, so we get to the door, right? And then we're at the door, and they're obviously kind of like debating whether going in. First time, Sylvie makes it a point to say, what'd she say to Loki? She says something along the lines of like, oh, you're finally not
This
sure.
is when you're gonna tell me it's a bad idea, right?
Oh yeah, there you go. But while they're arguing, right? While they're arguing, the door opens on its own, I believe.
No, Loki basically told Sylvie do it, and then Sylvie was about to go kick down the door, and then it opens.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So as you can tell, it starts opening, but it was on its own. And they're very surprised. And who do we come to find out is in here that is waiting for them? And that is someone named Miss Minutes.
With
Miss
the
Minutes.
ultimate animated jump scare.
Absolutely. This scene, it felt very like I thought one of the things about Miss Minutes, right, was it was a plot hole, right, that we'd been wanting answers for. And obviously we knew, throughout the whole thing that there was something going on with Miss Minutes. And then finally, last episode in episode 5 is where I felt we got that sense of, okay, yeah, it's kind of confirmed she is working for a bigger bad that Ravonna doesn't even know, right? Because the whole point of Ravonna wanting files was telling us that she really wasn't aware of what was going on. She was just using her compass, her moral compass, or her whatever you want to call it, compass, um, to maintain everything as it was, because maybe the ends justified the means type of look at it. So we get to this part, and what happens, Jonah? Like, what does she end up telling?
She basically says that they're like, who runs this place? She's like, welcome to the Citadel, and essentially she tells them that like Kang, or not Kang, but he who remains runs it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're at the end of time. And essentially she offers them a deal that they can get put back into the timeline without messing it up, and they could have the Infinity Gauntlet, they could have Asgard, they could have Earth, whatever they wanted, they could have it all.
Go on to that point, right? Like, it's kind of like the whole idea of making the deal with the devil, and how that, like, how dangerous that is and how deceiving it could be. That's the vibes I was getting from this. I know I brought that same thing up back in WandaVision, right? Remember, one of my predictions was that, her grief, Wanda's grief over Vision, was so great that in her state, like, something came to her and offered her those powers. But we came to find out that was not the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was not the case. It was all self-induced, whether it was knowingly or not. But no, wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm actually blanking right now. What happened in WandaVision? So the way they got into Westview and turned it like that was
Wanda's grief over, and then she just exploded.
And then how did Agatha come about?
It's never really shown.
Okay. So I just want to make sure that I didn't botch that, because right now I was thinking about it, but no, it was
it's been months since I've seen anything.
But Wanda, from what I remember, Wanda just outbursted, like she had this great pain in her home lot, the one they were gonna buy and live in, and it just went and it created what we saw as Westview, and that TV show.
Hex.
Yeah, the Hex. But anyways, going back to this, the deal with the devil type of theme right here was very relevant, and we've seen Loki, right? We've seen Loki do that before, haven't we? We've seen him with in Thor 1, We've seen it in what do you call it? Avengers 1, right? We've seen him try to make deals that will hopefully further him at the cost of whatever it is. And at the end of the day, as you can tell, when you make that deal, it doesn't turn out for the best. And if anything, one thing that happens is you end up getting your neck snapped at some point. Which
Yeah,
is
it's interesting because this scene also kind of sets up a variant Loki as he who remains, because like with the whole devil's deal, like Loki is like, maybe Loki is trying to tempt a version of himself to not go through with and kill him. Yeah. So it sets that up and kind of is a little misdirect.
Yeah. Adrian says Miss Minutes is a bad acid trip. Yeah. That is funny.
That's putting
By
it
the way,
lightly.
Sir John just subscribed, so I want to welcome Sir John properly, and that is welcome to Filmtopia. Vibes. All right, perfect. Let's see. Her eyes were creepy, Hanze. Sir John, I have to agree with you on this one. After the episode ended, I looked and smelled like a wet fart. I am sorry, but I have to put that up because I felt the same. Every stream I walked away from this Loki watch party, I was so drenched. But I did it for y'all. I wanted to make sure that you guys had the best show possible. So. Tara Strong was the voice actor for Miss Minutes, and she did do a great job. And then Mad Cake, you hit it right on the dot with what Jonah said, which was, "Hey y'all," is drilled into my nightmares for a while after that jump scare. That is a good jump scare.
All right,
Jimmy
now
Lopez is in the house. Vibes.
Madison, all you gotta do now is make that your alarm.
Oh wow! Hey y'all,
and then you can wake up to your nightmares every day.
Oh man. But yeah. So let's see.
And then
Adrian says, though, the best scream, because remember, Wanda had a scream like Sylvie had on Lamentus, yes. But the best scream was easily President Loki when he loses his arm.
That was a long scream. That was a long scream, like 15 seconds, I want to say. It was really long.
Yeah. But anyways, let's go back to the to this, and what we see is obviously them talking.
And then so pretty much they make the deal, and Loki and Silver are like, no.
Yeah.
We don't want this. You're a liar.
I don't want this. And then the cool thing was Miss Minutes actually didn't sit there too long, right? She didn't try to convince them. Honestly, again, it turned out to be like, okay, cool. You don't want my offer? All right, we'll go find out what your next offer is. And and Miss Minutes decided to poof out of there. And next thing you know,
we go over to Ravonna, and she's downloading the files that Miss Minutes has wanted her to download.
Yeah.
And then Ravonna's like, these aren't the files I wanted. And Miss Minutes is like, he thinks that this is better for you right now.
Yeah. The keyword he, right? Keyword he. And so obviously those files that you see on screen right here, this temp pad being downloaded with files, that is what is catered towards Ravonna, what they want Ravonna to read, what they want Ravonna to do. Because after this, while we do cut back to the castle, it's important because now we start cutting back from Ravonna to the castle. Ravonna or TVA castle, which I thought was very, very beautifully executed. Let's see. And right here on screen, it says, I know, but he thinks this will be more useful. So now we're back at the tower, right? And we get this kind of cool shot, this spinning shot. And if I'm not mistaken, within a minute after this, we get one of the greatest things that's ever happened.
Pretty much within a minute.
Really quick. As a matter of fact, what would be kind of cool is so we're gonna show you it, right? We're gonna show you this, and then we'll show you something else. So check it out. Watch your screen. Watch your screen. Watch your screen. Okay, they're getting ready for whatever's behind that door, and we are barely 9 minutes into the episode. 9 minutes, and let's see.
Yes, Reddick. Soup's reaction to this was insane.
And there you go. There you go. The doors open and I see Jonathan Major's face, bro. I went soups on
We
people.
all did.
We went soups on people, bro. Shout out to Soups, bro.
You should pull I'm gonna pull up
He's
a
like,
reaction.
Dang! No, but seriously, you see this and your whole world just flips upside down. You just start to realize what this means for the MCU. This was one of the greatest reveals in a long time because it was so like it was so well deserved and they didn't Ralph Boner us. One of the things I was really worried going into last night was we were going to get Ralph Bonered, and I didn't want that to happen. I needed this to happen. The culture needed this to happen.
Dude, this totally reminds me of after that three-headed dog in Harry Potter.
Is that you or me? Oh, oh, okay. Hold on. I'll pull it up, or you do it, or you do it.
Yeah, I was just pulling it up to the exact time.
Here, if you want, I'll.
I think I have it.
You got it? Okay.
I think so. Let me share it. This one. Oh wait, no, it's this one. Here.
Thank you. Okay.
I'm not playing Soups.
You're not playing Soups. Okay, hold on. I think here. Let's try this. Okay, so
Oh, that works too.
Yeah. Here we go. So let me actually figure out how to do this. Okay, share screen, stop screen, share screen, share screen. I want to add the audio. Careful with everybody's audio really quick. Like here we go. All right. This is what our reaction was to Kang last night. We'll let it play if you were not there, but let's go ahead and just play it here. Okay, here we go. This is at 9:01. This is about 10 seconds before what happens. So
it's 20. Because you make the Harry Potter comment.
Let me know if you can hear.
Dude, this totally reminds me of after that three-headed dog in Harry Potter.
Careful with your headphones.
You're just getting Harry Potter vibes all around, but yeah.
Oh! Yeah! We got it! Yeah!
Yes!
Jonah, you were right.
Yes!
Jonah, look what he's about to do. Oh my god!
I told you.
Dang!
Dude.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen.
I feel like my reaction was underwhelming.
No, dude, it was just like we couldn't believe it, at least me.
I didn't recognize him at first. That's why my reaction was delayed, because I didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
But as soon as I did, I was like, oh, yay. I was right.
It was incredible, man. I was so pleased. I couldn't believe it. Oh my gosh, I can't get over the fact that we weren't Ralph Bonard. So shout out to Marvel and Feige. We got to keep trusting. Actually, right now in the chat, type in Feige we trust. That was definitely relevant last night. Oh man, that was too good, bro.
Too good. Then he messes with them. And he messes with them, and he messes with them, and then he has them sit down to talk.
Yeah.
And then we cut back to the TVA.
Yeah. And what happens in the TVA?
Mobius attempts to prune Ravonna.
What? Okay, so you know what? That's one thing I want to really talk about right now. Is oh snaps, I missed it.
Mobius was just being dumb.
Okay, so what was that? Did Mobius do that on purpose? I felt like Mobius had planted something on her. I couldn't tell. I was really trying to figure out why there was some sort of not struggle, and it was kind of comedic, to be honest. Really quick. Where it is. Okay, so I just want to show people. Okay, so here's the thing, right? He walks in with a a taser, like the pruner, And the next thing you know, he's about to prune Ravonna, but then she takes it very easily. So in the chat, I want to know if you think there's anything to that where, in my opinion, I was wondering why he got subdued so easily. He gave up so easily. And then also, did he do anything that's why he did that, right? Because you've seen other characters do that where like they kind of lose that battle to win the war. And again, Jonah, do you have anything on that? Like, do you have, or am I just over? Am I looking too much into this?
I felt like it definitely was. It definitely felt like they were trying to set up something, but then they never did. That was the vibe I got. But at the same time, it just proves how like good of a fighter Ravonna became as a variant.
Got you.
I do also love the fact that the high school pen is from her life before she was a variant.
And to that point, you know, that's where we end up, right? That's where this next scene takes us, and that's with B-15 in Franklin D. Roosevelt High School. So I'm wondering, in that high school, what was the significance of the high school? Does the high school mean anything, or is it really just an attack, like where it was that Ravonna was from? That's her variant timeline, or is there something that it links to?
I feel like someone went to it.
I know yesterday Felipe said something along the lines of it could have just been, you know, homage. It could have been reference. We did see Homecoming, right? You know, maybe a reference, homage to Spider-Man Homecoming because it's a high school, and then you also see Homecoming plastered all over, you know, the hallways. So there is that. Let's see. Reddick says FDR was a mutant in the comics, I guess. Okay. That I did not know. Let's see. Okay, so here's one thing about the point. You know, my Mobius point, why he's subdued so easily. Reddick says, I think he knew that she had lost her authority since Hunter had already put the groundwork to take down the TVA. So, I mean, who knows? But I will say that was probably the easily. So we keep thinking, what's her name? Sylvie stabbing or Jonathan Majors was the biggest thing in the MCU, but maybe the biggest thing in the MCU, the greatest like thing was not the greatest, but like the most impactful thing was letting Ravonna go through that time portal.
Yeah,
there is that. Okay, Claybear says, thank you for this. Claybear says, what up, Claybear? I tried looking up FDR, and FDR was a major character in Captain America comics. And you know what's funny? Onto that point.
That just has to do with the with what was happening in America at the time. We were in the middle of World War II, and FDR was the president. So Stanley wrote him into the comics as propaganda to try and promote nationalism for America.
Yeah. And one thing for clarification purposes, FDR wasn't maybe a mutant in the comics, but I think Franklin Richards. Yeah. So thank you for that, Adrian. So yeah, so obviously in this scene we get B-15. They come here for a reason, and it's B-15 trying to show her Minutemen and Minutewomen that Ravonna is not the leader of the TVA. It's truly
Can you make out that name?
Which one?
Rebecca something.
Rebecca where?
On the plaque.
Oh.
From the Ohio State University.
Yeah. The Ohio State. Rebecca Corminet. Or I don't know what that first letter is. I think it's Courminet. Rebecca Corminet from the Ohio State University. Yes. Let's see. Let's look that up really quick. Wait, yeah. Rebecca Corminet. It must not be a C at the very beginning. It must not be a C. What is that? Chat, help us out. I know it's zoomed in right now, so maybe you can see it. Torminet?
Oh, it is Cormier.
It is Cormier?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Literally, that's the first mention of her ever.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's a T.
wait.
Okay. It is a T. Because
Really?
yeah, that's a T.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
That is a T. But still, I can't find anything on it on my end. Let's see. Smuggler, yeah, we are chatting Loki just for, doing a little spoiler review, going kind of scene by scene, kind of new rock starring it very lightly. And then also, we're going to try to do an ending explain in a bit. And then we have a few questions as well. Yeah. A T. That is a T. So I did look it up and I couldn't find anything. If any of
found
you
it.
out there, okay,
I
what'd you
found
find?
it. Ravonna took it as an alias.
Mm-hmm.
In the comics, I'm trying to find it.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? Okay. Then when it appeared that he and Ravonna would finally reconcile their differences, she stabbed him in the back, intending to revive him so that they would be considered equals in an attempt to deviate herself from the possible future where she would become Revelation. She then assumed the name Rebecca Tormient and traveled to Timely in 1903, reconciling with Kang during his time as Victor Timely.
Wow. Great. Good on you, Google. Nice. I see Isabel's got to go, but thank you for being here while you could, Isabel. We appreciate you, and thank you for being a Filmtopian. We will see you later. We've got a lot of stuff coming your way, so stay tuned. And everybody that's in here right now, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe, please. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We are literally almost 30 people away. That is insane. Tell your friends, send this video and this channel out to as many people as you know. Let's assemble more Filmtopians. With that said, I know Claybear says something. Claybear says, I mentioned this theory on Discord, but Valentina could be Loki for me. Maybe Loki knows that he can't get the Avengers to help, so he might be putting together his own team. How freaking sick would that be? Oh my gosh.
I love that. I love that theory.
So good. So good.
That's great.
Let's see. Sir John says 1 to 10 on movie original miss minutes. Should they be doing more of these type of characters? If we were doing original characters, I want a Japanese Iron Man called Gundam Man. Wow, that would be so good. I love Gundam. If any of you know what Gundam is, shout out to you. Gundam is so
Ready Player One.
Ready? Yes. But let's see what else. Yes, Smuggler Steel. Whenever you get the chance to check us out, that's what we're here for. We're here for y'all. Let's go. Yes, Goki says 33 to go. 33 to go. I cannot believe. So yeah, again, I promise after 1,000. Maybe I can't promise, but I will say after 1,000. We're definitely going to be a different channel. We're going to have different tiers, different like membership levels for you guys. And it's not to exclude anybody, but it's just in case maybe you guys want some stickers next to your names when you're chatting. Maybe you guys want your super chats to be heard. So whatever the case is, once you get past that threshold, the algorithm likes us a little bit more. And there's a lot of cool perks for you guys, not even just for me and for the channel, but like for you guys. There's awesome perks. So
member tiers,
yeah. Vibes, let's go. Crash, hello variants. Yes, today I am I'm a variant today because man,
we both are.
Last night was a long night. So with that said, let's go ahead and go back to just finishing off like what we were seeing in the episode, and then we can go on to some questions. So obviously from here after this point, would you
all Jonathan Majors, and I love it.
Yeah, and essentially, yeah, that's why like we can basically skip this whole like thing at this point. We're just getting Jonathan Majors monologue.
There is the part where he explains the multiversal war
with his like his clay puppet type things.
Yeah, and then we go back to Ravonna and we go back to Mobius.
Yeah,
and this is when Mobius tries to prune her, after she opens the door.
Yep.
And she's like, "You can't stop me even if you tried."
Yep. And we'll get into what exactly that meant.
Or she said, "You're no danger to me."
You are no danger to me, and that was the case. So then we get to this part, right? We get to like where he like uses some like animated clay things to explain eons ago before the TVA. There was a multiversal war. So what we saw at the beginning through that Jurassic Park like montage that we saw in the beginning that was explaining the TVA with the timekeepers and all that stuff. Well, here we got the updated version as well as the correct version. And even when we're watching this, though, we're not sure if it is the correct version. We're not sure if we're being lied to. But Loki, little by little, is starting to feel that, oh my gosh, I think this guy's telling the truth. And this is bad. This is really, really bad. Sylvie's not believing it 1 minute.
Well, this is also, he says himself he's a variant of Kang. And this is the variant of Kang that is a good Kang. And he literally says, there are a lot worse versions of myself out there. You don't want them coming through. You want me to stay. And because this is a good version of him. This is not an evil guy, so to say. This is a guy that is scared for himself and scared of what will come. But at the same time, Kang is a mastermind of manipulation.
Yeah.
So he very much could just be manipulating them into killing him so that his conqueror version can be like set free, so to say.
As Adrian put last night, if Don Cheadle can get an Emmy nomination, not just consideration, nomination for 3 lines, for 3 words,
Jonathan Majors earned the
Majors
Emmy.
needs to get that Emmy, especially as a nominee. So just wanted to point that out. But yeah, so going on to that point where Jonathan Majors is playing him beautifully, we get that like Willy Wonka meets the Joker and has a baby vibes. We get the fact that there's reason behind what he's saying, but at the same time, is it like, does it have good intentions? Like, what are the intentions behind everything? And then contrasting that, right, foiling that with the notion or the idea of that there's someone worse out there was, I think, absolutely genius writing. Because then it went and forced Loki, which we were kind of acting as Loki and Sylvie, right? The audience was, I think that's one cool thing, was Loki and Sylvie were put in those 2 chairs in front of him to act as us. Because I think half the audience was thinking what Sylvie thought, half the audience was thinking what Loki thought. And you can see Loki's face throughout this entire thing. And Loki's very, very worried that this might all be true. And I think I took the Loki side when I was watching this. I was like, oh my God, this is like, he's telling the truth. Whether it's like, no matter how manipulative he's been or is or will be, this is him speaking the truth. And this is the Joker scene in The Dark Knight where they're in the interrogation room and Batman's slapping him around and saying, what does he say? He says, "Where is she?"
Yes.
Well, that's the point. You're going to have to choose. And so like, that's like what I really got from that scene. And it was just, oh my God, I'm speaking still off of that.
I have a question for you about Kang and Nathaniel Richards, right? He's a descendant of Reed Richards.
Okay.
So I know that they're 1,000 years apart, but somehow, some way, that line in the comics, and this is not like profiling or anything, but in the comics, Reed Richards is white. Jonathan Majors is not. Just to put it blankly out there. Do you think that they'll adapt Reed Richards to be African American or be someone
white
of color? And if so, do you think William Jackson Harper would be a good choice for that?
Wait, I need a refresh on who William Jackson Harper.
He played Chidi in The Good Place.
Yeah. While I don't think that's the case, I don't think that's gonna happen. But you are making a great point, Jonah. Oh my god, I didn't even think of that. Oh, shnikes. I don't know. I will say, just off of right now, off of what I think, and just to answer your question, I don't think they're going to do that. I still have a feeling we're gonna get John Krasinski as this. Marvel's done a pretty good job at fan casting per se. And they do keep their ears to the street, to the streets. But I will say that because I'm holding on to that desire / what I think is actually going to happen, I think John Krasinski is going to get that role. But how about this? This is actually a great time, Jonah, to get into this, which is explaining Kang versus He Who Remains. Because during this episode, and if you watch it with subtitles, the person that's the dialogue is coming from, it says He Who Remains. It doesn't say Kang. It doesn't say Nathaniel Richards. It doesn't say anything. It says He Who Remains. So if you can you explain exactly what happened during the episode, why it's not officially Kang yet, or at least not what we saw in the tower, in the Citadel?
Definitely. Yeah. I just want to ask Reddick real quick, where was it confirmed? Besides fan casting, where was it confirmed? If you could find if you could find like a page or something, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So he is Kang. Nathaniel Richards, He Who Remains, Naltutta, or whatever his pharaoh name is. He's all of these aliases.
Let's go down a few aliases though. So we've got Kang, we've got Nathaniel Richards, we've got Immortus, we got
Griffin, Mr. Griffin, or whatever it is.
Who owns King Enterprises? Or
the guy who owns King Enterprises.
Yeah, that's
Iron Lad, Ramatut, Victor Timely, Immortus, Scarlet Centurion.
Yeah.
Just to name a few.
Yeah.
But yeah, He Who Remains is now added to that list with this episode of Loki. And I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this idea of Kang being He Who Remains, but not being the conqueror. Because it really shows us, it really prepares us for how wild this multiverse is actually going to be. Because we saw this Joker version of him, right? We saw this version that was like Willy Wonka, Joker. There's one other character that I thought of last night, but I don't remember anymore. But it's like a combination of 3 different characters, right? And it played perfectly by Jonathan Majors, and just an amazing character. And then we have the Conqueror, who's going to be this ruthless, vile person that is going to just tear everything down in his path. And season 2 is going to be insane. I think we're going to start with Ravonna going back in time. But yeah.
Jordan says that this King is laid back, eccentric, and funny. And then ellipses, future Kangs will be crazy and scary and ruthless. Yes, it literally one thing one of the chats yesterday said, imagine the pitch to Jonathan Majors to do this. Marvel goes up to him and says, "Hey, you want to play 20 different characters in one body? And then do you want to do this for 10 years? You know?" It's kind of like the what's her name? Not the Allstate commercial, but the what's her Flo
AT&T
from Progressive.
Or Flo, yeah.
Flo from Progressive. So one thing is she's a phenomenal actress, and a cool little backstory is that she didn't want to get pigeonholed into doing this because she has fun acting. She has fun being a performer. So what she kind of pitched to Progressive was to let her kind of do different things in those commercials. So it lets her exercise her acting abilities. But I just wanted to throw that out there. And then she's held the role for like 10 years now. But let's see. And I know Jordan said something earlier, and I don't want to miss it. Jordan's referenced something about Thanos. So Jordan also says the insignificance of Thanos after this episode cannot be understated, and the implications of what this means for the next saga is giving me chills. Yes, if you are here today during Filmtopia Live episode number 10 for the Loki spoiler review and ending explained, I want to let you guys know, or in the chat, type in multiverse saga gang, multiverse
MSG.
saga gang, yeah, MSG, because that's what we're naming this new saga. It was the Infinity Saga before, and now I think we're in the Multiverse Saga, which hasn't been officially named, but here at Filmtopia, that's what we're doing. But if you're here, you're going above and beyond, so you're part of the Multiverse Saga gang. Who knows? Like I said, once we get memberships and stuff, you guys can definitely take that. Yeah, the MSGs are coming in. Let's see.
No, but yeah, Thanos, like, here's Thanos now.
Looks like Ant-Man.
And that's why I love Kang, because Kang can, like, not even just Kang, but the whole idea of the multiverse, especially if with Kang like trying to conquer it all, like that's a scary thought. Like, how powerful he's gonna be.
Playbear says there's another point that Kang makes at 29:33. He says that another multiversal war will start and he'll end up right back here anyways. I thought that was one of the greatest lines. Does he think it'll be the same Kang or a worse Kang? No, I think what he's
just
referencing is a variant. Like any version of Kang will end up in that chair, overlooking all of time. Wow. I'm getting the chills thinking about that. Let's see. Kang didn't even have to throw a punch to be intimidating. Just imagine how scary he's going to be when he uses powers for evil. And
yes,
that actually
that's what I've been trying to say for a long time, is that Kang is going to be the scariest villain that we will have in the MCU for a very long time until we get to Galactus.
Yeah. Goki though wants to point out that I don't think Thanos was insignificant. He was just a necessary chapter in the timeline to get to where we are now. Well, yes, from a storytelling perspective, absolutely 100%. But I'm just talking sheer power levels and like the fact that there's always something bigger, right? Like scary is perspective. Scary is a point of view. So to a cat, a lion is scary, but to a rat, a cat is scary. And I think we just got that little, our POV camera just went out a little bit more and we're starting to see the bigger picture. So again, insignificant, maybe not, because obviously it was significant to this point, but I will say minimized, like looking back at the Infinity Saga, like I'm just starting to think, man, like they don't know what's coming. But the MSGs definitely came in. I love MSG, make my food tasty. Yes, Kang is the boogeyman. That was very, very like vibes heavily implied. Let's see. Question. We got a question from Crash, and that is question. After episode 6, Galactus is big, but is he really more powerful than Kang? Who controls and manipulates it all? I mean, Jonah, I think maybe you wanna take this.
Yeah, I mean they're on an equal power level. Kang can manipulate time, and so like he can never lose.
I think from a consequence level.
Galactus is a lot worse.
Yeah.
Because Galactus will literally eat Earth, and then all our heroes are dead.
Yeah. So as far as like consequentially, I think Galactus beats him, but I think
I would love to see Kang versus Galactus, the movie.
You know what's funny? That's what I think might happen. This is the pivot I think Marvel is going to make in the MCU or MCM, whatever you want to call it now. I think what we're going to see is not building up just one bad, but we might see a simultaneous buildup of multiple bads. And then those bads don't have the same, they want the power for themselves. So they have their own agendas. And what I think we might see across the next 10 to 20 years is different team ups, different rivalries, different everything. So keep that in mind and clip this one day if that is the case. Let's
Clip
see.
everything, including the Poseidon thing. Clip that.
This is a great question. Adrian is pondering whether are they going to mocap Jonathan Majors for Kang the Conqueror, or will they go with prosthetics? I think it's going to be a mixture of. It's going to be a mixture of both for sure.
They just have to do his face, right? Technically,
yeah, they would have to do his face.
they just have to make his face blue because everything else is covered, including his hands when he's the Conqueror.
The only reason why I would go the mocap route, or as far as like why there would be certain mocap dots on his face or anything, is because just with the advent of tech nowadays, there's certain things that you can really maybe accentuate or certain things that you can do. So I think moving forward with movie making, it's going to be a lot of practical mixed in with special VFX. Here we go. Really quick. So Claybear Travels asks, okay, another thing. What is Kang's goal? To rule the multiverse or destroy the multiverse? Because the version we've seen that used Elia to destroy the multiverse to create one timeline that he still ruled over. Yes, that's a...
So that's the whole He Who Remains versus the Conqueror thing.
Mm-hmm.
He Who Remains is the one that we just had, and that is why the timeline happened.
Sorry.
Welcome
Boris
to Filmtopia.
Yeah, Boris Hope just subscribed. Welcome to Filmtopia.
Vibes.
Let's see. But go ahead, Jonah. You were gonna finish.
Yeah. So He Who Remains, his goal is to destroy the multiverse, and Kang the Conqueror, I think his goal is to rule the multiverse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's going to be interesting because all the different variations of everybody we're going to see. Now I'm more convinced than ever we're going to see everybody we've ever seen in a Marvel property. Like I'm convinced now. I really am. And I see people trickling in. Welcome to Filmtopia. I see we're at 969 subscribers. Let's get to 970. Nice. That would put us at literally 30 at 30 away from 1,000. That's insane. Oh my god. I'm sorry if I broke your guys' headphones, but Los, you make a great point. Spider-Man was trending on Twitter this morning. People are itching for that trailer.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's just go ahead and ask that. And
Friday.
My question is, Spider-Man trailer, when does it drop? And so, Chad, I need you. This is your final predictions. I want to hear what you guys think because it could drop imminently. Spider-Man trailer, when does it drop? These are your. I want to hear your guys' finals predictions for that. I'm gonna go ahead and give mine really quick. We are currently there's this week of Loki, right? We got basically the internet's gonna get flooded with pictures of the multiverse, with pictures of Kang, with pictures of Loki and Sylvie. There's just going to be a lot of Marvel trending this weekend. And so what I think is, now I'm thinking about it, we still got the NBA Finals, which the NBA Finals seem to now be leveling out, right? Before it looked like it was going to be a sweep, and the Milwaukee Bucks play tonight against the Phoenix Suns.
That's so weird. I thought it was going to be yesterday, and it's throwing me off that it's today.
Yeah, because of the MLB All-Star game, baby. Tatis, baby. Vladdy Jr. knocked it out the park, yo. But anyways,
Dominican Republic went off.
Let's go, baby. I will say this, though. So the reason why the NBA Finals is important, why don't click off and stay with me here, is because the NBA Finals in the United States is an ABC production. I'm not sure how it is worldwide, but it is on ABC. ABC is owned by Disney. We've seen ABC attach The Rise of Skywalker to Monday Night Football, the first trailer, real trailer, not just teaser. We've seen big properties being attached to sporting events. And so now I'm thinking we are going to get it sometime this weekend, especially if the Bucks win tonight, and it will extend the series again even longer. I see it coming this weekend, sometime Saturday or it could be Monday. It could be Monday, because one thing they possibly maybe don't want to risk is a weekend because you know how sometimes obviously the work days is Monday through Friday. Well, the weekend, not the weekend able, but the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, might not give it as much promo as you would think. I think
Well,
if
there
you
still
did
is
it
the NBA Finals too. So we have tonight, and then we have 3 days off. So we have Saturday.
yeah.
So
What's the next one after Saturday? If anybody
Tuesday?
here, just to confirm, NBA Finals schedule. I'm gonna look it up, guys, just for you guys. Okay, so Tuesday,
Saturday.
July 20th.
Yeah.
Okay,
Saturday, Tuesday.
Saturday, Tuesday, and then Thursday. So check this out, guys. The reason why it's important is because I would think they would want to release the trailer during a weekday, because then you get people like Filmtopia, people like this channel, people like Jeremy Johns, people like Chris Stuckman, people like Soups, people like, you know, all of the greats in this movie commentary business, to talk about it for literally a week. And it will break the internet, especially if it happened, you know, during the weekdays where I think YouTube is the most popping. News is the most relevant and where you can talk about it the most. So my long-winded expectation for when this drops will be either Monday or Tuesday of next week. So that would be the July 19th or July 20th. And so now with that, Jonah, give us yours.
That's Friday.
You got Friday, okay.
Friday or Saturday. I think it might drop Friday, and then they will reinforce it with the NBA Finals.
Okay. Mad Cake says this weekend. Reddick says Friday night. Adrian says they got to drop something to do with mutants and Multiverse of Madness, I think, and I think so. That's exactly where you bring in everybody. Where you don't need to explain anything.
Quicksilver.
Yeah. Ralph Boner. Isabel says Friday or Saturday. At least that's what she hopes.
Craven.
Lo says before What If.
Yeah.
That's a possibility to pump up the numbers for What If. But I just think the internet, as Steven says, might break soon. And that's what I think they're going for. I think that if they broke it this coming weekend or the next week, that momentum would lead into What If still. And that would be like a 4-week head start. Like there would be 4 weeks between that. And I still think What If would benefit from that. Also, here's another thing. Next week, I'm assuming we're gonna get the assembled thing from Marvel,
yes,
which is like how they made Loki.
Yes,
so you got to keep that in mind. So maybe there's still some promotion left for Loki because we know we're getting a season 2. So who knows? Maybe who knows? Smuggler Steel says next week, I think on the trailer they want to let Loki breathe and get the most out of that hype before shifting focus. That's where I'm at with it. And again,
ride
also
the wave.
Ride
the high.
I don't think they want the weekend to absorb the hype either. Going back to that point. Reddick says Marvel is the Conor McGregor of marketing. Yeah, that is something. Let's see. Kang or Clay Bear, I almost called it Kang Bear Travels. Introducing Kang, that is like the first step to introducing the mutants. Doesn't Kang have a history with the apocalypse? From my knowledge, I thought I read something like that, right?
Yes, they have been at odds before.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it was. Was it during like some comics on Secret Wars? Or am I tripping?
I think so.
Yeah. Goki says there's no basketball worldwide. Yeah, so that is one thing. But like I said, Rise of Skywalker wasn't either. Or Rise of Skywalker was attached to an even more American-centric sport, and that was football. American football. So that's definitely not worldwide. At least basketball now its tentacles are going around the world. We have a lot of international stars. Love it, but I don't know. That's what I think. Let's see. Isabel says, What if is coming out on August 11th, a few days before my birthday. Shout out to you. Happy early birthday, Isabel. We will be here to celebrate you. And so yeah, we're excited for that. And am I tripping though? Are you sure it's August 11th? It is, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh my god, dude.
we're less than a
Then
month away.
so that actually changes everything. I was thinking August 21st or something like along those lines. Okay, I'm checking my calendar, everybody. Okay, we're at the
What?
14th.
Where'd you get the 21st from?
I don't know. I think I messed up 11 and 21. Okay, so hold on. We've got that would be, let's say they hold it until next week, right? They hold the Spider-Man trailer till next week. That would give us 1, 2, 3 weeks in between What If and the Spider-Man trailer. I think that could be the case. Let's see. Smuggler Steel says unlocking the multiverse was great. Was a great move. It will allow them to fold in a lot new properties they got control over or hadn't tapped into yet. Yeah, like I said, this to me now makes me feel very confident in the Toby stuff, Andrew stuff, Hugh
Well, this
Jackman
is also
stuff.
how we can make Kraven exist completely without having him be the character from the same timeline.
Yep. Quicksilver exists. The X-Men of old exist. Well, I think we'll get new X-Men, but I just think we will actually be able to see all these characters. And I
Does
think that's what
Does this make Agents of Shield canon?
it could. Because it's now everything's multiversal. It's funny, man. That's like a cheat code, bro.
I know.
see Lizzie's here and she's just wanted to stop by and say hi, Lizzie. Thank you so much. Sorry for making you stay on so late yesterday. Yeah, this morning I was wrecked. Yes, go to sleep. Let's see. Adrian is responding to Claybear saying that as Pharaoh Ramatat, yes. Yes, but that's not necessarily the reason. I just think the multiverse will play into the mutant reveal. Yes. But going back to let's really quick, let's ask some questions. So obviously, you know, we watched the whole thing. We ended up seeing the multiverse being formed because he who remains was stabbed by Sylvie. Sylvie and Loki had their kiss, and then she threw him through a time portal. And I want to get into this part, which is the Loki ending explained. And I'll actually really quick hold off on that because I want Jonah here when he says that. So I'll go back to the comments. But let's see. Lizzie says East Coast gang. Chaos, yes, Reddick for sure. Let's see. Lowe says I have a company party on the 11th, so I'm gonna have a hard buzz going on while I watch What If. I'm so stoked. That's gonna be funny. Your buzzed comments too that day will be nice. Isabel is Central Time, so in the Midwest, I believe, and it is 2:44. Yes, currently it is 12:44 on the West Coast. Let's see. Stephen Cummings, and this goes out to all the mods. Off topic, I just want to give a shout out to all the mods and the hard work they continue to accomplish. Yes, that goes out to Adrian, that goes out to Reddick, that goes out to Lizzie, that goes out to Mad Cake, that goes out to Jonah. Thank you so much. And Anthony, wherever he is right now. Thank you so much for all the hard work you guys do. It makes this place such a what do you call it? Like such a positive environment, which is seriously the reason why I get up and do this, because it's so, I know I'm getting up and I'm going to go talk to friends. So thank you so much. Let's see. Claver says, yeah, one of those branches that I seen at the end said Sony on it and another one said Fox. Yeah. And actually, let me bring that up really quick. That like visual, right? That visual was so powerful. And here we go. Let me bring it up. Okay, so as you can see, this was right after He Who Remains, aka Jonathan Majors, was stabbed. We got this beautiful, beautiful shot of like it going past him in his chair dead to now. This is our first look into what is the next 20 years of Marvel. And just to show you, we'll watch it a little together. Look at that gorgeousness. Yes, that timeline right there says Sony. That one says Fox. That one says Agents of Shield. Over there, at some point, Marvel. I mean, Disney is already conjuring up some sort of Star Wars entrance. But no, I'm just kidding. That's not gonna happen. But definitely, this picture right here might be the most impactful picture of all in the MCU that we've seen thus far. That is not, to me, a hyperbole. I truly think that this right here is what's going to set the stage for the next 20 years of Marvel. And on top of that, that is also going to set the stage, or that right there, what you're looking at is really quick in the chat. What I want you guys to do is what you see on screen is the multiverse, right? But I want to know, in terms of billions of dollars, what is that right there? Right there, that picture right there. How much is that worth for Disney overall? I'm going to say that is worth at least, oh my God, I'm thinking 20 years, right? 20 years, that is at least, okay, that is at least $25 billion. I want to know what you guys think in the chat. Once you guys do that, we'll check it out. But let me let's see. Let's see. Smuggler Steel says this makes 70s Hulk show canon complete with Bro Thor if they want. Yes, shout out to what's his name? Lou Ferrigno. Imagine Lou Ferrigno in this. But I don't think they'll get that crazy. They're not going to go that crazy. I do think that they are going to bring in the more popular recent ones, but definitely nothing super old like that. But that would be funny. Debo says they confirmed the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is technically not canon. However, people do say Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. would take place in another universe, hence why we think that they can now exist. Because again, going into What If, I also thought it wasn't going to be canon. I thought it was going to be just a one-off. I thought it was going to be sort of similar to Star Wars Visions. And while I was wrong, What If is now for sure canon. And the multiverse is upon us. So cheers to that. Yeah, Adrian says cheers. Let's see. Michael Sarah's got a question. Michael Sarah, shout out to you. Watched Superbad again for like the 180th time this past weekend. But my question is, will they ever fix the multiverse? And if they will get back to one timeline, or will they find a way that every timeline can coexist peacefully? So I think what this is going to kind of end up culminating to in the next 10 to 20 years is they can't obviously stay on the same sort of storyline. Like they can't use the same sort of tropes for the next 20 years. What I think is they're going to use this in a way where it could lead to, like, one day the multiverse is just going to be a staple within the MCU. But I think the way they could utilize it is to make something even bigger out of this, such as Secret Wars, such as Galactus doing what Galactus does. So I think, while I personally think the multiverse will remain, I just think that there will be things that supersede the notion of a multiverse. Let's see. Goki says West Coast is the best coast. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, congrats to all the mods. It is a welcoming place. This place, Filmtopia, stands for inclusivity, positivity, and all the good stuff. Let's see. Sanctum Sanctorum windows in King's Castle. They definitely seem like it when I slow played the trailer a few weeks ago. And what's it called? And I think I see someone in my green room. If I get the thumbs up, I'll bring them on. So here we go. Jonah, really quick. There's a great question here. Michael Sarah asked, will they ever fix the multiverse? If they do, will they get back to one timeline, or will they find a way that every timeline can coexist peacefully?
I don't know.
I would say
we're literally in like the first hours of the multiverse existing. Like it's too early for me to think of them
Hey,
fixing it because there's so many possibilities and so many things that they can explore through the multiverse.
Yeah.
That it's hard to even question fixing it at this point.
Yeah. But I think, one thing on that point, though, is, what I kind of got from Mobius yesterday? So one of the things I got from Mobius was you had to choose the red pill or the blue pill. And the red pill, or one of the pills being free will, and the other one being, living in this lie. And because of that, what we've seen in the Matrix, right, is they chose the pill that shook them out of their pods and brought them into reality, into Zion. So what I want to know, or what I'm thinking is, to me, what you see on screen right now, those branches represent what is considered free will, right? Letting the universe happen as it should, not, containing it to what Kang wants to contain it to for whatever motivation he has to do that. So because of that,
He who remains, not King.
Sorry, yeah, He Who Remains, Jonathan Majors. I will say, though, that your point on coexisting peacefully, that's where I think this might all end up. Those branches will remain, but I think we will have some event or some character or some time thing that will supersede even the multiverse at some point. Let's see. Isabel says maybe one of them is for Spider-Man No Way Home. By the way, another thing I wanted to bring up yesterday was, do you guys, I don't know where this all sits, but I think this already happened by the time Far From Home happened, because Far From Home shows J. Jonah Jameson. And so there's this possible, remember in Ant-Man
Also,
2?
Also, this probably takes place, this probably, like, this breaking probably happens somewhere January-ish in 2024, January, February-ish in 2024. I don't remember exactly when WandaVision takes place in that year.
Yeah, aren't we in 2025?
Or 2025, whatever year we're in. It's
on Earth 616, when we left off in Endgame, I believe we were in 2025. They did like a 5-year jump, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, it's 2023.
Oh, 2023. Okay, cool.
Because it was 2018, and then they jumped to 2023. So then it would be.
Sure. So you're right. It might be January of 2024 for Wanda. But anyways, the point I wanted to make was
it said 2023. Yeah.
Do you guys remember in Ant-Man and the Wasp, the number 2 Ant-Man number 2, how what's her name? I forgot the villain, but the one that phases. Ghost. So remember her whole phasing thing? Well, in a way, and then also with the Wasp, played by Diane Keaton. Remember how she could kind of phase with Ant-Man? Remember as well? Well, one of the things that really stood out to me was when we saw J. Jonah Jameson in Far From Home. I think that's kind of what happened, right? He kind of got phased into where we saw Spider-Man last, right? Or I don't know if phase is the right word, but I think that's how he was pulled into this, because all these branches, if you look on screen, they all seem to inevitably be running into some other ones, right? And so, you can tell right here, like some of these branches over here, if you can see my mouse, like this branch seems to be heading in this direction, and this is supposedly the main timeline, this more constant thing right here. So this right here, this little twig would eventually end up here. And that's what I mean by phasing, if that makes sense. Let's see.
But yeah, so I think that possibly could this have possibly happened when Thanos goes through the quantum realm? Could that be this moment?
I'm sorry.
In Endgame?
When Thanos...
in Endgame, when he goes through the quantum realm, could that be part of this? Do you think?
Because that is the first multiversal event, right? Because
pretty much. Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, then no. The first multiversal would have been when they go back to get the stones, though, right?
Well, but that's what Loki said, though. But the whole But when Loki entered the TVA, he only knew up to what happened there. That they had a time heist. He didn't know what happened after that. And the TVA said that the time heist was supposed to happen. But Thanos coming back from 2014, was that supposed to happen?
Oh man,
or is that part of this? That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm getting at. Is like, did we already witness part of this in Endgame? Which is why Cap was able to do what he was able to do.
Yeah.
Without repercussions from the TVA, because the TVA no longer existed.
Yeah.
It was Kang, but who knows what's going on there? I mean, season 2.
Season 2, stay tuned. Let's go to the chat really quick. I know the chat was answering the question of how much. I asked when you're off screen what they think this picture that we're seeing right now is worth. I said somewhere around 25 billion, and I'm starting to regret that because I think it's like this is going to be way more. Reddick says 20 billion. Goki says 7 billion per branch. Isabel's got 28 billion. But check it out. The reasonings are not bad. Lizzie says at least 12. That's a for sure. I can almost shoe that in. But check this out. Kleber says 1 billion per movie, so over $22 billion for that timeline. But also the time splitting is now showing all your future Marvel movies and streaming. So 65 billion. We've got a 65 billion. Smuggler says, I like how it looked like neurons in a big brain. Fun fact, in real science, they have found tendrils like this in the universe that flows like this. It's like matter tendrils. Yes. So one thing about the universe, right, is actually I won't get into that conversation, but I will say that the universe and all of us were all intertwined. And so the replication, nature replicates itself. Let's see. Smuggler says that's an easy 50 billion. And like I said, I'm starting to regret my 25 billion prediction. Marvel made 5 billion the year before the pandemic. With Disney Plus on top of all the new movies, I'm thinking 8 billion across 5 years at least. So that's 40 billion over the next 10 to 20 years.
So let's say that the price of a movie ticket stays $12, right? And Disney Plus stays $7, with Premier Access staying $30. Let's just say that stays the same. All your guys' numbers inflate, I think, from where they were, if we all include all these different things. Because also inflation in price and everything's going to keep going up in price. Movie theaters are going to raise their prices, even though they're trying to get people to come back in. So they might lower them at first, but they're going to rise. That's how the economy is working right now. So no matter what we predict, it's going to inflate. That's what I think, at least. So your prediction of 25 is completely fine, but just know that it will inflate from there.
So the numbers definitely will be going up. That's what we can walk away with. Juan Villalobos is joining us. I believe you said you fell asleep last night. No worries. We appreciate you being here and over there when you can. By the way, everybody that's here right now, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are almost to 970 subscribers. I don't know what we're currently at.
969 still.
969, man. 969. That's not a bad number, though.
So
let's see.
It is a very reversible number.
Yeah. Debo the Viking says Kevin Feige said there will no longer be extended contracts for actors, which is a huge piece of news. So I think moving forward there will be less group movies. I actually don't think there's going to be less group movies. I just think that there's going to be more interchangeability. There's going to be more like
there's going to be a roster switch up every now and then. Like you can easily switch up the roster rather than having to keep your
you don't have to change your
Avengers.
Yeah, you don't have to change your entire plans in case something goes awry. And obviously, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman and King T'Challa. Like that's, I think, one of the beacons for why extended contracts might not work is because we just don't know. At the end of the day, life works the way it wants to work. The multiverse, the universe works the way it wants to work. Unless there's a Kang out there containing all of this, I will say that that we don't know what's going to happen. So going with this approach seems to be the route they're going to take. And then it goes back to the strength of their characters, the strength of the IP they've built up. They can very easy, like not easily, but I think what they want to do is be able to, when one domino falls, it doesn't mean each domino after that will fall. So I think that's the approach they're taking. Hopefully I can explain that better at some other point. Let's see. Claybear says, I think the multiverse was in harmony before a certain scientist decided to start a war. So stopping him will create harmony in the multiverse again. I mean, that's very poetic.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think that all the chaos in the multiverse is caused by Kang. I think that everyone was coexisting fine, and then Kang was like at war with himself.
How cool, right? To see Loki at war with himself, right? Or trying to make peace with himself, trying to understand himself. And then we've got that foiled with Kang or Nathaniel Richards or whoever you want to call that, at war, literal war with himself as well. Very interesting. By the way, let's see. Goki says they'd have to go forward in time and kill baby Kang. So Don Cheadle would be like, why don't we just go back in time when, Kang was a baby and,
Yeah. I mean, that whole thing just played out in Adrian's head too.
Yeah, Adrian says, I just picture Cheadle twisting a neck. There we go. Time travel doesn't work that way. Wait, so you're telling me, and this is the only time I can curse because I'm quoting. So you're telling me Back to the Future was a bunch of bullshit? Yeah, I'm quoting a movie. So
I mean, but it was no.
Oh man, shout out to Ant-Man and Paul Rudd. Smuggler Steel says it's got to get back to free will at some point. Putting a dam in the natural flow of things will eventually break. Yes. So again, that's a great way to put it. A dam in the natural flow of things. Wow. Thank you so much, Smuggler.
That is a very accurate representation or a very accurate metaphor for where Marvel is going right now. The floodgates have been opened. There's no going back. Get on the ark and ride it.
They mentioned Doctor Strange was busy and couldn't help. Doctor Strange is gonna have the biggest headache, man. Oh man. Let's see. Stephen Cummings says your past becomes your future and your future becomes your past. Wow, that threw me for a loop really quick. By the way, if you guys are loving what you're seeing, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that like button. We're almost to 970 Filmtopians. Let's do it. Let's get there.
Let's get to 980 by the end of the stream. It's not going to happen, but let's put it out there.
Let's see. Yeah, Goki is everyone is slipping into each other's dimensions, hence my J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man Far From Home thing. And then Adrian says it's called quantum phasing, and then Flash is frequency. For the Flash from the DC is frequency vibration.
Thank you. I didn't know how to answer that, so thank you, Adrian.
Los, I love this. We've witnessed everything and nothing at the same time. That is so funny. Oh man, the internet is literally breaking today. Just how the multiverse is breaking, or the multiverse is breaking free. The internet is breaking apart. Yes, Goki says multiversal theory hurts my brain. It's starting to hurt mine.
Oh no, this is where I get to open more floodgates, guys. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Oh my god, seriously. So Claybear says, well, back to because of inflation, throw that up to 85 billion. Wow, that is a crazy take. Crazy intake of money. $1 trillion. Let's see. We're at the end of time. We're at the end of time, so 0.
I got what I just sent you on Discord.
Let's see. Let's see. All out multi Hulk. I hate stairs. Really quick, guys, I got to show you this. Jonah pulled this up on Discord.
Found it on Twitter.
Really quick. Check this out, guys. All out multiversal war and Hulk hating stairs. Love it, man. Love it. DVDV, our thoughts on Black Widow. Actually, we made a whole spoiler discussion video on that. You can go check that out. It is one of our most recent vids. But a quick summary is we really liked it as a movie, but just as an MCU entry, we felt we're still trying to figure out its place. But yeah, go check that out.
16 to 21 is where I'm at as well. I think you said that last night for yours, for where you thought it was.
Yeah, if I ranked it among the 24 films, I would be around the 16 to 21 mark. For me, Smuggler Steel says, I think the no extended contract is to make them more nimble and to move with what works and with what doesn't. It's going to be interesting. So, Marvel is a game-changing studio. They have set a precedent that everybody's trying to catch up to. What's crazy is now they're kind of like Filmtopia in the sense of I'm always trying to do something new. I'm always trying to like make things better. And I think Marvel took that to heart and they want to do the same thing. So going back to just trying to change with the times, that's part of it. There you go. Adrian says, I think I'm going to start referring to Kevin Feige as Dr. Feige from now on. It's got a nice ring to it. Doc Feige. In Doc Feige, we trust. Type that into the chat. In Doc Feige, we trust. Lo says, subscribe, people. I want that Stormbreaker. Yes, if we get to 1,000 subscribers, we will do the raffle for Stormbreaker. Yes, Stormbreaker, the axe. You heard that correctly. And so
back there. I was going to grab it, but it's back there.
Yeah. But yeah, so really quick, let's see. So I know the Loki ending explained. Were we halfway on that, or did we finish that?
The ending?
Yeah, the ending explained. So let's start from the point where Sylvie kisses Loki, right? Sylvie kisses Loki.
Bye, Lizzie.
But then she pushes him into a time.
She uses Kang's temp pad and opens up a portal to the TVA, which, by the way, I think that Ravonna going back in time was what made the whole new timeline thing start. Like when Kang was like, "Oh, I don't know what's happening anymore." I think that was because Ravonna went back and changed him into the Conqueror. So,
oh my god, dude, I'm starting to think really quick. I'm starting to think, you know how that was Kang's temp pad?
Mm-hmm.
He had it all dialed up.
Mm-hmm.
This was all a plan.
Mm-hmm.
He did see past that point. I think that's what we're going to come to find out is,
dude, he's the master of manipulation.
He bamboozled us.
He's the master of manipulation. Always has been, always will be, and Kang will always, and has always, will always, and currently is the most vile and ruthless villain.
Yeah.
In Marvel.
So I'm just thinking about it right now, right? Because remember that shot where Jonathan Majors has this moment of like, oh my God, I can't see past this point. This is all new to me. Everything's happening in real time. That's a bunch of malarkey.
Yep.
That's a bunch of Ant-Man would say BS. Bro, because obviously the one factor I didn't take into was that temp pad created that portal, which Sylvie used to throw Loki through. But back that temp pad too, was Kang's, or He Who Remains. Mm-hmm. So there you go. I actually am very, very
and I don't think the temp pad will work anymore now that He Who Remains is dead. So Sylvie's stuck there at the Citadel.
Holy crack.
Dealing with her failure with a corpse. And okay, Miss Minutes.
Yeah, Miss Minutes. Speaking of Miss Minutes, yeah, Miss Minutes, we have so many more things to find out. Of course, we need a season 2. But Jonah, can you go back into what happened once Loki's back in the TVA?
Yeah, so he's crying and he's like, "How did I fail? Wow, I was betrayed. Usually, I'm the one that betrays, but I guess I got betrayed by myself in a way." And then he, I don't know what goes through his head, but he finally realizes something, and then he gets up and starts running through the TVA. and there's a whole bunch of chaos happening because of all the splits in the timeline.
Mhm.
And then he finds Mobius and B-15 in the library, and they're like, he wants to, how can we deal with all these like new timelines? There's 65 of them.
Mhm.
What does he want us to do or something? I don't know the exact line. I'm trying to find it right now.
Mhm. Well,
Here it is.
I'm just sorry, guys. I'm just like
63 new branches in this unit alone.
63. Holy. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Where am I? Goki says only because Feige carries the torch like Stan Lee, and he did clearly reveres his properties. He's worthy, in my opinion. Yes, in Dr. Feige we trust. Devo says I actually mentioned that on Discord that I think Kang set up absolutely everything. Agents and malarkey. Goki makes a great point here. Time is a flat circle. Everything repeats itself until Sylvie makes the right decision.
Which is not killing Kang.
Which is not killing Kang. That's crazy, man. Smuggler Steel, question. On the ending of our Loki, actually looked at the script Kang shows. I am wondering what he might have seen or how much he might have seen. I need a refresher on that. So you're talking about there was a script.
Where was the script?
So I don't know if you're talking about the script in when they're in the like Citadel, or if you're talking about a new script in the TVA. I will try to look for that. But I know there was a script, obviously, on. Let's see.
God, these family memes need to stop.
The Dom ones?
Yes. It's too much.
Yeah, sorry. I can't necessarily find what you're referring to, but the script, I know what you're talking about. The script that had all of like their dialogue. Okay, so they are talking about the Citadel one. They're talking about the Citadel one, and yeah, we're talking about like the Notebook. So yeah, I think the question is, our Loki looked at the script.
Does anyone have a timestamp?
Yeah, if you guys have a timestamp for that, that would be perfect, and then we can really look at it. But like I said, Loki really changed his mind when he was sitting in that chair. He started believing what Kang said, and there's something to that. There's something to that. Smuggler, we'll get back to that. If you guys can find us a timestamp, that would be great. Los, this is actually a question I wanted to figure out too. Was okay. So I heard you say earlier, Jonah, that Sylvie can't leave there, and why?
I think that the temp pad was bonded to Kang's life force.
Okay.
And with Kang dying, the temp pad won't work, which leaves Sylvie stranded there on her own as a prisoner of the Citadel.
Got you.
Which gives us what season 2 will be. Nah, I don't know. I think that she's gonna become full Enchantress though. Like she's gonna accept her like defeat and like become like full on Enchantress though, which I'm looking forward to.
We got the Kang is no match for family. Reddick says Jonah. So I think Kang played Sylvie as the temp pad had been used, and that means he knew what was about to happen. Kang is now the ruler of the reset timeline.
And then he has a second part.
And then the second says, so now Doctor Strange and Spidey will try to correct the issues that will throw the heroes in the crosshairs of Kang. Yeah, and then again, Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness isn't even an Avengers movie.
But it will be.
Continually remember that. Continually like refresh that.
But it will be.
Yeah, essentially, right? Avengers Light, but that means they aren't going to correct what happens in Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness movie. There's no way they can correct it there. The only thing they can do there is maybe put a patch on it or something. But at the end of the day, this all has to obviously culminate into an Avengers movie of sorts, because that's where correction or major defeat could happen. Let's see.
Yeah, 1442 for the script.
Okay, I'll pull it up right now. I see Evan McLean is in the house. What's up, Evan? What movie are we going to see Kang in first? Jonah, that is
Quantumania.
Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania. That is going to be a movie. Jonah, what number timestamp did he say?
1441 works.
Okay.
I mean, there's really only like 3 lines that you can make out.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
but this is also like, this is playing out.
Okay,
like,
so this is the script that they're talking about, right? And this is, as you can see, all the dialogue they're about to say or have said. So, okay. Loki definitely has a good look at it, and he's claiming it's a parlor trick. Oh, man, Jonathan Majors hearing him again? Don't you wonder how I'm able to get out of the way just before you kill me? Wow, dude. Well, here's the thing. I don't know.
So
he did put his hand on it, though.
They had just said that. They had just said those lines, like, in for one hell of a ride, but you did manage to hang on, which is on that script if you look for it.
What is it, 1440? Yeah, hold on.
1441. You've lost. We found you.
Okay, right here.
Duh. Of course you did.
Yeah, let's read it. Let's read it really quick.
So Loki says, this is the top part is Kang. It says me too, which is really funny. Like if you look on the left,
yeah,
it says me. And then L1130, which is Loki, and 1190, which is Sylvie.
Yeah. Okay, so what does it say? And you, you're a flea on the back of a dragon, in for one hell of a ride, but you did manage to hang on. I guess that counts for something. I'm not sure you quite understand the situation. You've lost. We found you. Duh, of course you did.
No, that's her. That's her swinging at him.
Oh, sorry.
That's the like. That's her swinging at him, and then he says, "And a swing and a miss."
Here's one thing though to keep in mind, and I know this is reaching, but we reach here. So do you see Loki's hand? It's placed on the paper, right, or on the at least the desk. And you know when someone has their hand like that, you kind of do that motion of like you flip back and forth on the page. Well, when it goes off screen, right, we don't necessarily know what Loki saw, because again, this is when Loki starts to believe, holy shnikes, like this might be real, like something's going on. Sylvie decides to like walk away and is kind of done reading it.
But Loki's still
there. And so I'm talking off camera, there's a chance he could have like flipped the page or like seen something. Oh my god, I love his interpretation, man.
It's so Joker-esque. I love it so much.
so good, man. Let's see. Ulysses is in the house. What's up, Ulysses? Filmtopia was hyped last night. You know what? One of these for last night and for today. By the way, I'm gonna check where we're at. We're at 968 subscribers. That's so funny. We were right on the cusp. Okay, so let's see what else the chat has.
Kang won't die. Kang will never die. To the conversation that I see happening between Bubba Gump and Adrian.
Before that, Reddick is going to take off. Reddick, appreciate you so much, brother. Thank you so much. We had so much fun last night. Can't wait to see you for what's the gotta die, dude.
He can't.
He's gotta.
But he can't. That's the problem.
Adrian said he may be defeated, but he'll be banished or will retreat. Got you.
He can't die. He'll just... Because he's always there. He will always exist. For all time. Always.
Always. Oh, man, that's too good. Really quick. So let's see. Okay, so this actually kind of leads us into one of our last points of the day of this spoiler discussion. And that is... What project are you most excited about now? So we obviously got the end of Loki. We now know there's going to be a season 2. The marketing was on point. They did not lie to us. They didn't Ralph Boner us. We actually saw the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, change once and for all. It was an epic night last night. So I want to ask you, the chat, and I want to ask you, Jonah, what project are you most excited about right now that that we kind of know about? So I think the furthest one we know about is what, Fantastic Four? Is that the most furthest out? So
The end of
everything
Phase
between
4. So all of Phase 4.
between Shang-Chi and the end of Phase 4, which would be Fantastic Four, I want to hear what you've got to say. What are you most excited about? And if there's a few, then go ahead and let me know what a few is, but put them in order.
I can't put them in order. I'll put them in. I'll just say them. Maybe I'll order them afterwards, but I just need to say them first. Spider-Man for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, Black Panther. Now, because I think that John Boyega could really be casted as an alternate universe Black Panther, and Ryan Coogler would do him correctly, unlike Finn was done. And I would love to see John Boyega have like an actual like role where it's done correctly for him. Yeah. Thunderbolts and possibly the mentioning of the Inhumans in Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I have to stick right now with so now I'm the most like, so Spider-Man No Way Home.
I keep forgetting Eternals is a movie.
Yeah, right. That's coming. And they were awakened, right? Like they were brought back for a certain reason. They were, oh my God. So and then that might be an Oscar-winning film.
Oh yeah, and Quantumania. Like, so I think I'm most excited for Quantumania because of Kang.
I'll give you my top 3. So after this show, where it really puts me is I need to know what the heck and how the heck Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is going to end. I can see how it starts. I can see how it plays out. But I need to know how the heck it's going to end, because obviously in that movie, we're not going to see them win at all. Like, there's no way they can win. This is only going to be a movie filled with chaos, a movie filled with
minutes,
a movie filled with characters that are quote unquote turning on like to the dark side. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, we've got Wanda, we've got Scarlet Witch, we've got White Vision, we've just got a whole thing, and then that brings into question whatever's going to happen. Spider-Man. So my top 3 right now, it has to be Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness as 1. Number 2, it's got to be Spider-Man No Way Home, because that prefaces that. But number 3 is like up for grabs. And obviously you can say Loki season 2. You could say Quantumania. You said Black Panther.
Black Panther is my 4th. My Quantumania is first for me.
Yeah.
Then Spider-Man, Spider-Man, then Doctor Strange, because once Spider-Man comes out, I'm going to be so much more excited for Doctor Strange. But right now it's all like, just give me the Sinister Six in a Spider-Man movie, please. Like, that's what I want to see in this one. I want to see an actual Sinister Six, which is super likely based on the fact that we have Vulture, Mysterio, Doc Ock already confirmed to be in the movie from Lego sets.
And Alfred Molina spilled the beans.
Well, no, he's in a Lego set. He's in one of the Lego sets I sent you last night. So we have 3 of the 6 confirmed already. And then it's really not that hard to find. Oh, sorry, and Electro. Sorry, we have 4. We have 2/3 of a Sinister Six already built. Scorpion can take a 5th spot from the post-credit scene in Homecoming. And then introduce Kraven as the 6th member. And there you go. There's the Sinister Six in a movie.
And we know who Kraven is casted as. So speaking of multiverse, holy cannoli.
That's the thing is too, like, we knew Jonathan Majors was casted as Kang. Yeah. We didn't know he was going to show up in Loki until he did.
Hey,
what if it's the same deal?
is to see the reports and stuff, all the all the official report, or because again, it wasn't from Marvel's mouth, but it was like the deadlines, the Hollywood reporters reporting on Jonathan Majors being cast. So now I have a lot more faith in what they're saying about all these other people that are getting cast, right? While you got to see it to believe it type of thing, it's really cool to actually see this one come to fruition. The chat said Spidey and Doctor Strange for sure. By the way, my third one is Quantumania. I was debating between that and Loki season 2, but Quantumania for sure. Bubba Gum says Doctor Strange hands down. Smuggler Steel says Doctor Strange in season 2 of Loki, of course. Let's go. Let's see. From a pure cinema perspective, definitely Eternals. Yes, it will be possibly an Oscar-winning film. According to Feige and the people at Marvel, they said this is the greatest Marvel film they've ever made. I don't know what they meant by that, but that could easily just be talking about like its filmmaking prowess. And from a cinema perspective, as you said, from an insane popcorn movie perspective, No Way Home, but Doctor Strange is a close third. Love the way you put that. Thunderbolts will be fun too. Yes, Bubba Gump. Debo the Viking says Doctor Strange never disappoints me. That's my hype right now. Then Spider-Man, then Ant-Man. I love to see it. I'm telling you, Doctor Strange is going to be the craziest thing we've ever seen. Doctor Strange number 1 and number 2 Spider-Man. And Ant-Man 3 Cool Kid Game says as number 3. Let's see. Adrian's got Quantumania after this, No Way Home, Multiverse of Madness, Secret Wars, and Thor 4.
Fantastic Four.
No, I think he means Thor: Love and Thunder.
No, for F4, Fantastic Four.
You
skipped right over that. You just skipped over it.
You know what? Because I thought it was Fast Furious.
Fast 4.
Oh man,
That franchise.
Crash with the jokes. Captain Marvel 2, super funny. Let's see. Adrian says Eternals is a big question mark, though. I think it will be beautifully made, but I'm skeptical on the story. I have high hopes, though. Same as us. I think as far as, I got to disagree with that right now just because of what we saw in Loki and where Eternals might sit in all this. I don't think that the story is going to suffer. I think it's actually might be bolstered.
Yeah.
Along with it being beautifully made. So, Adrian, this is one thing that I hope I'm right on. Bubba comes says, do not forget Thor. According to Taika, this is the craziest movie he's ever made. He said it shouldn't even
cameo in Thor? Deadpool cameo in Thor?
Oh my God. Dude, we have not even thought of that. That whole Korg and Deadpool thing. Oh my God, that is it, dude.
Deadpool cameo
That is
in
where
Thor.
Deadpool's going to show up. And we'll have the multiverse stuff already by then. Holy shit!
Wow.
You
heard it here first.
Auctions.
You heard it here first. Clip it, and when Deadpool shows up in Thor, hi. I said it a year and a half in advance.
Michael Sarah says, I think they will do a Dark Avengers mission, and it will be to hunt down White Vision. That's a great prediction. I like that one. Let's see.
I hope that White Vision gets taken over by Ultron, personally.
Yeah.
I want more Ultron.
You are the Ultron resident here. Wakanda Forever could be massive if we get Doom. Namor is basically confirmed, so it could be epic. Yes. And then on to that point, one of the things I said in one of our Filmtopia lives earlier this week or last week, which was who I want to see helm an Avengers movie, and one of those was Ryan Coogler. I want to see Ryan Coogler's take on this. I want to see Chloe Zhao. I want to see Kate Herron after this. But Ryan Coogler for sure is like one of my top things for picks for directing in Avengers. Let's see. DSD Nox Cryons, what's up, man? We're almost at 1K. Let's keep going. Hit that subscribe button if you are already subscribed. Adrian with the family, Bubba Gump family. Let's see. And high hopes all the way. That Bubba Gump thing, but now that Korg and Deadpool thing though was where when Jonah brought up Thor 4, that just now makes the most sense. Makes absolutely the most sense. That was really cool.
Deadpool to take over as the Stan Lee cameo for now until he gets his movie and then becomes a mainstay.
Hold on. So a Deadpool cameo in Love and Thunder would be so rad. A Taika directed Deadpool movie is on my wish list. Yes,
that would be awesome.
Dude, it's crazy, man. These movies are multi-billion dollar movies, and oh my god, we get to enjoy it here at Filmtopia. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's insane.
You know what I was thinking too? When we get back to like theaters, like where they're not going to do any sort of Disney Plus premiere accesses anymore. I was thinking
they're going to do premiere access still.
We got to figure out, just in case they don't, though, we got to figure out a way to still do watch parties in the theaters. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring a tripod, have it face me, and still do the timer. Oh man. Smuggler Steel says Eternals trailer did no favors. That awkward dinner scene with no context for newcomers was a strange choose. It's like the Eternals were sort of jerks for laughing at the guy that wanted to help. I will say though, the Eternals it looks very stylized. It looks very Chloe Zhao. If you want a little taste of what she's like as a filmmaker, go check out No Man Land. Go check out things she's made in the past. Go check out, go check out some stuff, and then maybe rewatch the trailer. But I do think, from a cinema perspective, for all the filmophiles out there, cinephiles, like it will be, like Adrian says, take my money, even though he's referring to Thor 4. What a time to be alive, multi-saga gang, or multiverse saga gang. What's up, baby? MSG. Danny says y'all are still streaming. Wow. Or here we go. Wow. Shout out to Owen Wilson for that. But yes, MSG all the way. But yeah, I think that definitely brings us to the end of today's stream. We hit the 2-hour mark. You guys are part of the MSG 2-hour gang. For these Filmtopia lives, we try to keep it at 2 hours or right under. And Filmtopia Live episode number 10 is now wrapped.
Can you believe that?
About all things Loki. Yeah, I can't believe it, to be honest. No. It is such an honor to do this with my man Jonah. It is such an honor to have all of you in the chat supporting us, watching us. I can't believe you guys are here with, I'm telling you, 6 months ago. By the way, today is our 6-month anniversary.
Dude, congratulations. You have built such an amazing community over these 6 months. I'm just so happy I was able to join you along for the serotonin ride of a lifetime. I found the channel at under 200 subs, and I think it was just over 100 when I found you, and all the WandaVision streams and stuff, that was so much fun. And then you actually considered. I know I wasn't the first one to ask you about bringing people on, but
think you were.
Oh, I was.
Yes.
Okay.
Jonah birthed the multiverse.
I did. But yeah, I mean, I was just I want to talk because I can't type what I want to say.
Yep.
And then you let it happen, and the floodgates open, people started pouring in, people started loving this, and over the course of time with Loki, we've controlled the channel, we've learned how to get it better and how to make this community grow and be as amazing as it is, with just Filmtopia Live, with the 30 of you that are here right now, that just, or 20 or 30 that are here right now, that just wake up in the morning and watch us. And that's just so it's just so mind-boggling to me that people would want to hear what I have to say, kind of thing. Because like you, I'm alone in this.
Yeah.
I don't really have any friends that are huge as I am into all of this. I have friends that are oh yeah, let's go see Black Widow in the theater, or oh yeah, I'll go see Endgame. But I never have had that person where I can just overly geek out with until meeting you. And so just thank you for allowing this.
No, the feeling is mutual. Absolutely, 100%. That is why Filmtopia was created. That is why Filmtopia exists, and why we've gone strong with 6 months is because of Filmtopians such as yourself being able to come here, geek out as hard as you can, as far as you can, and not feeling ashamed about it. This is all about inclusivity. It's all about positivity. And at the end of the day, this is the reason why it's called Filmtopia, right? There's multiple reasons, but one of the reasons why is because it's the utopia of like all things movies. And I wanted to get that across with, with the name, and I think we've achieved that, if I'm not mistaken. But I do see I see Adrian's comment. That's the first one that I just saw. It says, "I'm not here for you, Jonah." No, but on that point, I did want to say, yesterday I was on a stream on Heather Ramirez's stream, which shout out to her. Go check her out. But I was on her stream and she was asking me a few questions about YouTube. She was trying to gather data, but in that, Jonah actually showed up to the stream as well and just started commenting. And she picked out one of his comments, put it on screen, and she geeked out over the fact that Jonah was there. She said she was a big fan of Jonah. So, Jonah, you've got fans. It's not just Filmtopia. That is the most awesome part about all this. That was so cool to see yesterday.
I mean, that really also has like pushed me to like, maybe I do want to start streaming a little bit. Maybe I do want to like start doing some content. Yeah. I'll have a Twitch set up soon. I just need to figure it all out and how to make it all work. So,
and you guys will find that soon. Ready. Exactly. When you have that ready, it will always be linked here below. And then our fellow Filmtopians have another place to go geek out.
I will be streaming that. Magic the Gathering. I will be streaming Magic the Gathering.
There you go. A sneak preview. But I do see that there was love in the chat. Smuggler says, "Thanks for the stream. Loads of fun. Always loads of fun when you show up, Smuggler. Can't wait for the next stream. This was fun. Thank you so much, Bubba. Love the name, by the way. Noel, one of our first giveaway winner. Claps.
Congrats
all around.
to Noel.
Happy 6th. Thank you, Smuggler. Love your profile picture, by the way. So cool. Lo says, "All right, homies, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Happy anniversary." Thank you. Yes, catch us tomorrow. Catch us tomorrow, but actually it will be in the afternoon or evening. There is one slight change to the 2 Filmtopia lives happening tomorrow and Friday, and you'll see why. You got to stay tuned. It's in the name, Filmtopia Live. Just I'll let you simmer with that. That is my post-credit.
It's Filmtopia. It's definitely Filmtopia.
Yeah. Happy 6 months. Thank you so much, Bubba. Family. This is where it finally worked, where it finally really, really fit outside of a meme. That is what it feels like here. Family, family, family. Cool Kid says, "Happy 6 months." Jonah says to Adrian, "I knew that." But Cool Kid, appreciate you. You've been here so long as well. Thank you for the cake. We appreciate that. I really can't believe that today's 6 months. Dude, oh my God. Let's see. The Ricky and Jonah variants are not as good. This timeline is the best. Thank you for that, Crash. Crash, you are awesome. Jokes. Reagan. Oh, thank you so much, Reagan. Proud of you guys. Happy 6 months. We appreciate you so much. Smuggler says, "You are such a tease." Yes, I have been told that before. But it's cool. Tomorrow, like I said,
we try and push it out of him. He has nerves of steel.
They try. But anyways, Adrian says, "Cheers, fellas. Later, everybody." Adrian, thank you so much, my man. You are awesome Stafftopian, and you do so much behind the scenes that a lot of people they may not see or may not recognize, but they definitely feel it. So shout out to you, Adrian. And Lizzie, you can't forget Lizzie, you nerds. Have a good rest of your day. You too, you nerd. Hopefully I can say that to your face one day. Nerd. All right. Vibes. Crash says vibes. And I think with that, we are going to end it here. Thank you, everybody. Today was awesome. Last night was awesome. We are in the 900s now. We are in the end game now as far as where we are with subscribers. I am super just grateful no matter what number that ends up becoming, whether it goes up, down. At the end of the day, I'm here for y'all. I'm here to just vibe. And that's why we say vibes. But yeah, so catch us tomorrow at a different time. I don't have one set yet, but it will be in the afternoon or nighttime, evening, anywhere, basically past midday tomorrow on the West Coast. That's where you think that side of the day. And then, yeah, we'll see you there. What else? Tell your friends, please, about Filmtopia. Get, assemble new Filmtopians. We would love to grow this channel as much as we can with people that are as dedicated as you. And Bubba Gump, I did not forget. Hopefully that's just a time stone jump, right? That's into the future. But we got to get to 1,000 first. We got to get to 1,000 subscribers first. And maybe that I can re-pull this one up one day. But with that said, everybody, thank you so much. My name is Ricky. That is Jonah. This has been Filmtopia Live, episode number 10, the Loki spoiler review and ending explained. And with that said, Jonah, let's get out of here. Let's go. Let's get ready for tomorrow.
Are we gonna vibe or?
Oh yeah. Here we go. Everybody in the chat too. Vibes. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Cool. All right. Peace, everyone. Ending the broadcast in 3, 2, 1.
Squidward.